You're right, everyone, Dan Central here, and I wasn't going to do a video on this, but I thought I would because it's so exciting. I was just going to kind of go along with it and just kind of see what happens and just chat to people about it via YouTube comments and Facebook and stuff. But I thought, no, actually I will do a video on this because it'd be good to vocalise my thoughts and stuff. And also I've just watched Shenmueso's video on it, and he made some absolutely brilliant points, very, very, very good points. So I just thought I would air my views on it, really. I'm sitting down closer up to the camera because I've got my laptop here. It just means that I don't always necessarily look into the camera properly as I do when I'm sitting on the sofa, because I'm a bit weird like that. This is basically, as you can see in the title, regarding the Shenmue 3 Kickstarter. Now, you know, we've waited 14 years for this, and, you know, I, for one, never thought this would happen. You know, we've been hoping and praying for years, and there've been rumours and speculation and stuff, but nothing ever properly surfaced. And then, obviously, we get E3, and suddenly Yu Suzuki appears on stage, and we've got a countdown, and suddenly there's Kickstarters happening. And it's just insane. It really is how it's just happened. You know, never thought it would happen. I actually almost pretty much accepted the fact that it probably wouldn't ever happen, because, you know, you do get games that you really want to see another one of, and it just never happens, and that's just the way it is. But, you know, it's great that the fans have been so passionate about it and it's caused this to happen. So, I mean, I can't wait. I really can't. I mean, look, this is how it looks at the moment. I mean, I'm recording this Friday the 19th of June. It's currently 2:27 in the afternoon, so you probably can't see it very well, actually. There's the Kickstarter campaign. And there you go. You can see that we're currently on $3,318,411. Now, obviously, our original goal was 2 million, so we've smashed that. And, you know, it's continuing to rise. It slowed down slightly. I think the initial buzz was just like absolutely fantastic, and everyone sort of that was a fan of the series seemed to jump on it and stuff and pledge, and that just seems to slow down a little bit. I mean, we've still got 28 days to go, so, you know, we've still got plenty of time to hopefully get as much pledged as possible. But I mean, just a few points. I mean, like stuff that Shenmueso was saying, and it's really, really good points, actually. You know, these stretch goals that they're talking about, you know, if we get so much money, we'll release this and we'll release this. And I do agree, actually, with Shenmueso. It is a little bit worrying that you've got to kind of leave a lot of it to chance. You know, it's based on, if we earn so much money, then we'll get certain things. You know, we'll get extra locations if we get so much money extra. So a lot of it's based on chance. You know, you've got to get to a certain stage before, you know, certain locations are added and certain other features are added. And yeah, it's a lot of it is, you know, if you get a certain amount of money, you'll get it. If you don't, then you won't. So that's quite worrying to an extent, because, you know, a lot of it is based on chance from what it seems here. But, you know, if we can reach them goals, then, you know, we'll get them in there. But as Shenmueso was saying, were these things that were planned, you know, in the initial stages, like, you know, when this was first considered, or are they things that have been kind of thought about and added later, you know, depending on how much money's raised? So, you know, I guess only time will tell, really. But, you know, if you've seen the footage of E3, or if you've watched some of the footage that they've actually released on some of the graphics on Shenmue 3, you'll kind of be able to see what's kind of happening at the minute. And if you go on the Kickstarter page, you can see as well. And obviously they've got all of these rewards that you can actually pledge money for. I've already pledged money. So I've basically pledged $100, which is basically around £64 roughly, which basically enables me to have a choice, actually, to either have a digital copy of the game for PC or PS4, or a physical copy for PC and digital copy of the trial version for PC, as well as my name in the credits. Now, see, it's been brought to our attention now that Sony has actually financially got involved with Shenmue 3. hence why it's going to be going on PS4 as well as PC now. For me, it's a little bit of a bummer because I don't own a PS4. I own an Xbox One, but all is not lost because I own a PC. So that's why I'm going to be getting the PC version. And also, the PC version is going to be released as a physical copy, whereas PS4 isn't. So, you know, to hold it in your hands is going to be what I think every fan really wants, really, and it's what I want. So I'll be obviously getting it on the PC physical, and I'll be able to play the trial version before it's released. And getting your name in the credits as part of, you know, Shenmue history is just going to be insane, really. So yeah, can't wait for that. And you know, every day of the Kickstarter they're releasing more and more information, and you can watch exclusive interviews and stuff, which is really, really cool. And yeah, I mean, I am looking forward to it. I mean, it's apparently meant to have an estimated release date of December 2017, so we're a way off. But you know, I'm looking forward to the developments as they go through. I mean, you know, Shenmueso was saying the first one, you know, cost 47 million to make, whereas obviously they're looking at raising a lot less for Shenmue 3, and if it has that kind of retro feel that the first two have, then maybe they can make it for a lot less. But I think I agree with Shenmueso as well. If it does have that retro feel, I don't think we should be annoyed by that, because I think it's what we want. I think yes, technology's moved on a lot since the first two, but I think deep down we do want that kind of retro feel to it. We do want that kind of playability and approach to the game as the first two were. I think if it became too modern and too like games are, I suppose now, then it would kind of take away too much from what we hold dear to us in terms of our memories of the first two, personally. So, I mean, we are a little bit in limbo at the minute. Obviously, we're wondering what's going on. I think Yu Suzuki, as Shenmueso says again, does need to let us know a lot more than what he has done already. He's been very, very quiet and a little bit secretive. And, you know, we are pledging for, I suppose, we're not really 100% on what we're pledging for, to be honest. You know, we haven't seen a lot of it. So although we're pledging, it's like a pre-order. It's like Shenmueso's saying, it's a glorified pre-order. So, you know, we don't really know what we are paying for because we haven't seen it. So we're just kind of having to hope that they do it right, and we just have to pray that they do it right and that it isn't rushed and it's not, you know, all muddled up, and, you know, it's just the first and second games, you know, just kind of stuck together with a bigger kind of remastered story of what the first two were about. We want it to kind of continue properly, as opposed to just rehashing the first two. So as long as it's done right and, you know, it looks amazing and plays well, I think that's all we want, really, and to be able to properly relate to what's going on and just get a massive buzz out of it, I think would be great, to be honest. So yeah, I mean, we've smashed the original goals, and I'm sure we'll smash the rest of the stretch goals, to be fair, and I think they're saying that more goals are going to be introduced the more money that's raised as we go through. Yeah, so I suppose they're encouraging people to pledge more money. But yeah, I just think it's a little bit worrying that we are, a lot of the goals, basing those on the back of, you know, raising so much money, and if we don't, then we won't get them. So yeah, but we'll see. I mean, like we said, you know, we've still got 28 days left to go. Yeah, so we'll see what happens, I guess. So yeah, that's basically my thoughts. You know, as long as they do it right, you know, I am absolutely over the moon. I really am. I can't stress enough how excited I am. I've already pledged, so I've already done my bit. I'm already an official backer of the project, so like Shenmueso, and I'm sure people like On a Retro Tip, you know, Pete, people like Game Taff, Aidan Watkins, Peter Dickinson, you know, they're all kind of agreeing with me on this one when I say that, you know, we cannot wait to see what happens. And, you know, even looking at some of the graphics of what they've released a little bit so far, when, like, you know, Rio's like jumping over the, you know, the river on the stepping stones, and how they've made him look now for the new game, and I think they've done a really good job, because obviously it's 14 years on from the last one, so it's gonna look different, and the technology's improved. So I think he actually looks really, really good. I think they've done a good job of that, to be honest. So all that could be said now is that just kind of it's like a waiting game. Just be patient, and you know, we'll hopefully be really pleased with the developments and the end result, really. So, I mean, you know, I'm a massive Shenmue fan in general. Absolutely huge fan ever since the first one. You know, nearly dropped it after all that. Ever since the first one was released, I've been an absolutely huge fan. You know, I haven't absolutely completed this properly yet. I need to. I've got probably about 3/4 of the way through it, but I need to just finish the last bit off. In fact, we've got until 2017, or nearly 2018 if it is going to be December 2017. So to be fair, there's nothing wrong with me actually starting this again and working for it properly and reminding myself of, you know, the detailed storyline itself and what happens and the beautiful scenery. There'd be nothing wrong actually with me starting this again, to be fair. Yes, it will take a while, but so what? And, you know, it is a big game, so obviously there is, you know, 4 discs and stuff, but I think that's a good thing, to be honest. And then, obviously, they released Shenmue 2. Now, I don't have, unfortunately, a box for Shenmue 2 like I do Shenmue 1. I've just got the individual cases with the 4 discs. If anyone, I know this is probably a long shot, but if anyone just happens to randomly have, probably don't, to be fair, a box for this, either on its own, or you don't want it, you've got a spare, or anything like that, or you randomly don't happen to have the cases but you have the empty cardboard box and is looking to sell it or get rid of it, please let me know below. Send me a comment and I'll gladly accept or buy it off you, because yeah, it would just, I mean, I've got it, but I think it would just feel more complete if I had the box for it. So yeah, if anyone's got it out there, let me know. Obviously then they ported it onto original Xbox as well, Shenmue 2, which is great. You know, if you didn't own a Dreamcast and you hadn't played the game up until then, you could experience at least the second one on original Xbox. I haven't really got a manual with this, it's just a random leaflet, but yeah. And not only that, I'm very pleased to own the original soundtrack. Now, as you can see in the corner, it was only £2, which again I was just absolutely stoked about. Went to a local music shop not far from where I live, going through the CDs, and it was just so random. Just, I mean, most of the CDs were just like general sort of pop music and nothing that would hint at video games at all. And then I'm flicking through, and it's you know, this wouldn't really be in that section normally. Flicking through, and there it is. So really chuffed to have that. And yeah, I mean, there's so many gorgeous pieces of music on here. Rain is amazing. Track called Rain on here, really good. In fact, the track Rain is actually also played when Megumi in the first game actually discovers the kitten in the box when its mum gets run over. Ryo comes over and, you know, says, like, you know, what have you got there? And you feed it the dried fish. If you feed it tofu, it doesn't eat it. So you feed it the dried fish, and then basically Megumi agrees that she's going to look after it, but she can't keep it at home. And then Ryo says, you know, if he thinks of a name for the kitten, he'll let her know. But yeah, over the top of that, you hear the music of Rain from the soundtrack. And it's just absolutely gorgeous. The whole soundtrack is just beautiful, and you know, it's one of my favourite soundtracks, you know, in video game terms of all time. You know, you get pictures from the game, screenshots below. Yeah, obviously it's not in English, but you know, we know that. And then, you know, look, that is just stunning, and the colours as well really is nice. And then there's basically some more. There's a bit of English in there, like track 10. You can read that, Working Man. And there we go. So yeah, so chuffed to have it. I really am. You can actually get it on vinyl as well, and you can get it on actually an exclusive vinyl that's blue. One of my mates, Peter Dickinson, was saying, you know, you should get it. But it is the same as the CD version, and for me, I just didn't want to fork out for a vinyl when I've got it on CD. I do have a turntable, I can play it, but for me it was just like, I'll own it on CD, and I'm happy with that, to be honest. So there we go. Like I said, if anyone's got a box for Shenmue 2 and doesn't need it randomly, let me know. But like I say, you know, I'm really, really chuffed that they're actually even considering doing it. Never thought they would. I think a lot of people got to the conclusion where it was all just going to be rumours and that was it. And then suddenly we get this thrown at us out of the blue. So, you know, the Kickstarter is continually going, and who knows where it's going to be in 28 days' time. So, yeah, I think the only thing I'm worried about, like I say, is the fact that a lot of it's based on chance. A lot of the new features that they're talking about, which sound really intriguing and really good, it's almost like we can do this, but, you know, if you don't raise X amount, we won't. So it's a bit like, okay, so a lot of it's like, is it going to happen, is it not? And so, like I say, we are a bit in limbo at the minute because we don't really know what's going to happen. And Yu Suzuki hasn't given much information away, and he needs to. He needs to give us more. In fact, he's going to be on Reddit, where people can actually pitch questions to him, and apparently he's going to answer them. So maybe we'll get some more answers. Maybe some of those answers will get compiled somewhere in an article and will get put out there on the internet. And, you know, by doing a simple Google search, you can bring that up and, you know, get some feedback of the answers that he gave to hopefully give some more info. That would be really interesting. So yeah, you know, Shenmue 3 is being made now because we've smashed the $2 million target, so it's definitely being made regardless. It's just a case now of what we're going to see in there, you know, what's going to go in there, depending on how much money is raised, and just hoping it's done right as well, hoping it is done right. And then that 14-year wait would have been totally worth it. So, thanks guys for watching this. It was meant to just be a quick thoughts video. Turns out to be another long video showing my Shenmue stuff off as well. But there we go. Guys, post underneath. Let me know what you think. Check out Shenmueso's video as well. He states some really, really, really good stuff. A lot of stuff that I agree with. Apparently Pro B-Man's done one as well. So I will check that out too. Yeah, let me know what you think about the news of Shenmue 3 being made. And other than that, guys, I'll see you soon for another video. Keep pledging if you're a fan. Keep tweeting, Facebook sharing, you know, getting the Kickstarter out there as much as you can, making more, as many people aware of it as possible. Let's get this, you know, value up as high as we can for when it finishes around, I believe it's the 18th of July. So yeah, we've got just under a month. So keep sharing, keep retweeting and everything, and hopefully we'll get as much money raised as we can, and hopefully when it's done it will look absolutely stunning and play really well. So thanks guys, and I'll see you soon for another video. Also, I managed to actually capture on camera the moment that we smashed the $2 million target. Take a look. We are about to smash. We've done it. We've done it. We have smashed the Kickstarter target for Shenmue 3. I caught that on camera just as we hit the target. We had to basically get at least $2 million, and we've just smashed it. So there we go. Excited is an understatement.